Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I will make sure that we make the right view, speaker view. Okay, wonderful. So welcome to the fourth day of our class, where we introduce to you our intuitive life coaching method. And overall, we introduce you to our passion, which is coaching, which is intuitive life coaching, and where we're covering the fundamentals, the basics, but they are not basics. I say the word basics, but it's not basics. It's one of the most important things for us coaches to be able to connect with our clients, to be able to provide support, better results, and continuous of our profession, continuous of our connection with people, continuous of great results and transformations. So welcome back. And today we will have a very, very important and interesting topic of questions. I will start with my story of my childhood again. I apologize for boring you with my childhood stories, but yesterday I I'm sorry. I shared with you, I think it was yesterday or on Tuesday, that I was a very curious child, and I went around talking to people, and I was always very curious and interested in people's stories, in talking to people. How do we talk to people? We talk to people by uh, asking them questions, right? We start conversations by allowing people to tell us about themselves, to share their stories. So that I was always very curious and interested in. And as we say, as one of my coaches, David Meltzer, says all the time, be interested, not interesting. And this is what we stand by in the academy. That what helps us to really go deep with our clients and have meaningful relationships and help them in the most profound way. But when I was that curious child, there was an element of shame. You know how parents are, like when there is this child who talks all the time or who asks questions. Why, mom? Why this and why that? Tell me. And there is a moment when probably parents get tired. It's understandable, and it's understandable that. But also, we our parents were a little bit ashamed of what other people will think, right? Like my child asks all these questions, like, shh, shh. I remember my mom would be like, shh, stop asking, be quiet, stop, that it's too much, too much. So in a way, bless my mom's heart, because my mom is a wonderful person and I had amazing childhood, but in a way, my mom shamed me enough for me for the longest time to stay undercover curious person, if we may say that. So I kind of like shh, okay, too much, stop, too many questions. So for the longest time I kept it quiet until actually I was in a comfortable place with my friends where I felt accepted and comfortable, and then I would ask them questions, and that's why actually one of my biggest identities before I found myself in coaching, before I found myself in intuitive life coaching, spirituality, psychology, coaching, and teaching, my biggest identity was my friendships, that I was able to have best friendships, that people wanted to be friends with me and that I was a great friend. And it was a well-known fact that, if you're friends with Katya, you probably will have a friend for life, or you will have a really true friendship. The one we saw in Sex and the City series, right? Like that was like always a dream of the society to have friendships like that. But I had friendships like that. Why? Not because of anything rather than me being sincerely interested and loving people and showing that, and my curiosity, my interest, my desire to help them, to be supportive. And later on, of course, it helped me a lot, and when I found myself and my purpose in helping other people. So, but it was a long road, and it started with a little bit of shaming, and it started with a little bit of me like closing up. So like uh look at your own life story, right? Where was that curiosity for you in your life? Like what happened for you when your parents or people around you told you, like, you know what, it's better, like, keep quiet, be quiet. Like we have that saying, um less you ask, less you know, better you sleep. So this is a kind of like, this is a thing that we were told, and that's what was kind of like a driving force in a way in for us growing in Soviet Union, right? And we fought that, and um, we, I'm so happy that we were able to come out of that belief and really connect with what's true to us. And what's true to us is curiosity, sincere desire to help others, sincere desire to be there for others, to help people make positive changes, transformations. And of course, questions are a big part of our profession of helping other people. And I will just start before I give the baton to Ася. What Albert Einstein said about questions. Question everything. He was encouraging curiosity and an expansive mind. The truth is, we are born with a natural desire to question everything and be curious. But along the path of growing up, many of us lose that desire. And I just shared with you how we actually lose that desire, right? So Einstein said that the important thing is not to stop questioning. This is actually the part of a longer quote. Never lose a holy curiosity. So let's not ever lose the holy curiosity, and learn how to use this curiosity for helping others, to support other people in their transformation. So I'm very happy to pass the baton to Ася. Thank you, Ася. So you can share your screen. We will go from there.
Okay, thank you for that introduction, Katya.
Me and my childhood stories.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about questions and the power of questions, and we're going to give you 5 golden questions that inspire reflection, decision, and action in your clients. Okay. So first, I put some quotes up. The wise man doesn't give the right answers. He poses the right questions. And this is Claude Levi Strauss. So if anybody ever wears jeans, you can thank him. and the inventor of genes, I'm pretty sure. And the other one, I don't know who this Ken Coleman is, but good questions inform, great questions transform. Oh, I like those quotes. So why do we ask questions? And so, we've been kind of on this journey over these days of just kind of really trying to master these really like basic and transformative skills. And we started with just listening, and we saw just how powerful listening by itself can be. And then acknowledging and validating, which makes people feel really seen and heard and safe. And it gives them the space to be able to transform because they're not defensive. They're not defending themselves. They're like, oh, I'm not crazy. They can kind of take a deep breath and relax and realize that what they're feeling makes sense. What they're going through makes sense. And it kind of opens the door for them. And then now we're talking about questions. And questions, now you kind of like laid the foundation. Now questions, you're kind of giving them the key to unlock transformation. So after listening, sorry, I still have lingering symptoms. So sorry about that. After listening, acknowledgement and validation, questions are the most important tool in a coach's toolbox. So when done right, questioning leads to deep reflection, clarity, and discovery. So there's a lot of ways that we can ask questions that will just, not really do much. We could just, and that's something that we learn is like, we really are trying to get at the root of things. We're not just asking questions because we want more information. Oh, like give me more details about that story. And then what happened? And then this, it's our job as coaches are really to go deep. And, reflecting on Katya's share in the beginning, I remember always being told as a child, like, don't be so nosy. Don't be so nosy. And I really, like, as I grew, I remember really consciously like stopping myself before I asked a question because I was like, oh my gosh, that's nosy. And I feel like it's part of the reason why kind of small talk is really hard for me because I'm like very, very cautious of asking questions because I don't want to come off as nosy. But one of the things that I love about being a coach is it's kind of our job to be nosy. We ask those really deep, kind of intrusive, really like probing questions and that's our job, and that's actually what helps people. And so I'm much more comfortable kind of in that space than kind of a casual light chit chatty space. Powerful questions are the vehicle for deep insights and lasting transformations for clients. So this is like, again, after we set the stage with listening, acknowledgement, and validation, these are like the power tools. Like the coaches bring out like the power tools to really help like get in there and get like, do the dirty work of what coaching is actually about. It's the meat of the coaching relationship. Okay, so what are 5 golden questions that you could ask? And so these are not, hopefully, probably not the typical questions that you would think. So first, we have questions for you as the coach. So these are 2 questions for you as the coach to constantly keep in mind when you're working with a client. So as you are sitting with a client and hearing their story and getting all of this information, you want to ask yourself, why are they telling me this? Nothing that a person says from the moment they sit down with you to the moment that they leave is arbitrary. There's a reason for everything that they're saying. And sometimes, it might seem like they're just kind of saying stuff, or maybe there's like a throwaway comment here and there, but there's a reason for everything. So really digging deep and asking yourself, as you're listening, as you're taking in all of the information, you're listening on this intuitive, deep listening, you're asking yourself, why are they telling me this? What's important about this? Why is this important enough for them to be paying me to hear this story, right? And the next question is, why is this important, or why is this a problem for them? Because of course, every human is different, and some one person might struggle with something that another person wouldn't. So what is important about this for that person? Not just kind of a surface, like, oh, like obviously this is something that they struggle with, but like, why is it a problem for them? What values are they expressing through this? Like if they're struggling with something, what is that rubbing up against in them that makes it such an issue, that makes it something, again, worth paying someone to help them transform? And so these are just two questions that you want to kind of keep on the back, in your mind at all time. Why are they telling me this? And why is this important to them? Why is this a problem for them? So these are questions for you. And then we have questions for the client. So the first one is a simple, tell me more. So yeah, clients is telling their story. And, I know for me, a lot of times when I'm a client, I could start feeling like, I'm talking, and I might hit on something, but I feel like I'm talking too much. And then I'll be like, okay, so yeah, that's what's going on. And for a coach to kind of give me the space to say, oh, well, tell me more about that. It gives me permission to be like, oh, okay, I wasn't talking too much. It makes, for me as a client, it makes me feel like, okay, maybe I wasn't talking too much, or maybe I was, kind of on the right track, or I was doing something that I was supposed to do. And it gives people permission to go deeper with themselves. So, because oftentimes the things that people are coming for are things that they have thought about and twirled around their brain, and they're like, it's been all of that. So tell me more gives them the opportunity to get all of that out and clear all of the thoughts and the spiraling and all the stuff out, so that they can get to what's underneath it. So they can get to drop to what else. And it can help them kind of drill down and maybe discover something that they hadn't thought of. So it just opens the floor and gives them more space. The next one is actually silence. And, silence is obviously not a direct question, but it kind of does something similar where it just gives people more space to think more deeply, to have realizations. And it's really not a common experience just to have silence and to be given that space. It's not a common experience in our day-to-day lives. I know it's not easy for me outside of a coaching relationship, or and even sometimes in a coaching session, to give that silence and space, because it's kind of uncomfortable. It's like, okay, wait, should I say something next, or should you say something next, or like whose turn is it to go, or it can be kind of uncomfortable, but it can be powerful as a coach to give that silent space. And sometimes you could see it on people, like they say something and then they're kind of like thinking, or maybe they're not, they're waiting for you to talk, but then when you don't talk, then they kind of are like thinking more, and they feel like, okay, somebody needs to fill the space. So then they just keep talking, and a lot of times something profound will come up. And so silence it's almost like asking, like giving them permission to go deeper. Like, it's almost like asking, kind of like, what else? What else? I think you could go a little deeper there, right? And the last one is what? And this is asking questions that start with what. And this is like almost any question that you have. And of course, there are other ways to frame questions that can be really powerful, but just starting questions, any question that you ask with what, is typically so much more powerful of a way to ask questions. Because when you ask questions, it's very common to ask closed-ended questions. So things like, did that work? And then yes or no, or, questions that don't really inspire reflection. Those closed-ended questions are kind of like yes or no answers. They're not the most powerful questions. Questions that start with like how usually kind of just put people in a different part of their brain where they're thinking about like the mechanics of how something works in a way, and not really going deeper. And so questions that start with what usually spark a lot more reflection and a lot more like deeper deeper processing. And so it's something, it's a common exercise that we do all the time in our classes is just reframing questions to start with what. And it's amazing. It's kind of even, to me at this point, it's surprising how much more impactful the question becomes when you could reframe it with what. So some examples are like, what other choices can you make? What's another way to look at that? What made it possible for you to do that? What is really bothering you about this? What do you want to experience? What would that cost you? What could make that more fun? And finally, what is your intuition telling you? Okay, so just asking exercises. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share. So does anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts at this point? Anything anyone wants to add? I wanted to, sorry, I was thinking it would be, I don't have the page in front of me of the questions, like the exercise where we reframe questions. You happen to have that?
Uh-huh. I will find it.
That could be fun. But so can anyone think of any like powerful questions for that they've heard or that they remember, or just things that made you think more deeply about something?
Question I like is, what do you want? I think it's a really basic, direct, powerful question. And sometimes people are like giving you a lot of information and not really being clear for you or for themselves. You can just be like, what do you want? It really tends to focus them.
How we can change that question to sound a little bit less intimidating, because it can sound like, what do you want? Like, can you reframe it a little bit? Like to keep it with the same meaning?
You can add more to it. Like you can say, what do you want from this situation? Or what do you want here? Or something like that. But I think the core of it is very valuable.
Mm. What about what's important here? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jessica?
Oh, I was just gonna say a question that really helped me when I was examining the abandonment of my father, and it was, how would your life have been different? So like really understanding like how could things have been different if everything went my way, and is it really the way that I would want it all to go? And so like kind of like living in the past, but kind of seeing what it would be like with a different scenario, and is that what I really wanted?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure, because we sometimes we grieve something, and without real reflecting on that, we probably would not grieve. Like right in your situation, like you grieved for years. What could have been, right? And then when you went into healing, reflection, and answering the question, okay, but and it appeared to you, you are realized that actually maybe how the situation turned around for you was the best case scenario. And without us asking yourself those deep rooted what questions, right? You could have kept grieving and being, yeah, the situation that is actually, oh my God, I'm so lucky that that's how it happened, because you asked yourself that question. Mm-hmm. Anybody would like to share the significance of questions, and whether out loud or in the chat, of questions in their life and maybe their professional life? What questions mean to you? Anybody would like to say it out loud? Speak out loud.
Put things in the chat.
Or put it in the chat. Yeah, so were you shamed when you were little? Were you too nosy, considered too nosy, that what shut you down from talking? Or were you were you accepted with all your questions? Like, what was your relationship with questions, and what is still your relationship to the day with questions? We would like to learn more. Tell us more. Kate, hello.
Hi, hello. I think for me, Brene Brown writes that you should have most people have like two core values. So in my life journey, I've discovered that if these two core values for myself, if I'm not living into them, I'm personally off. And then I can't do the work that I want to do that brings me fulfillment. And they are communication and curiosity. And as I am getting back on my feet from some incredibly rough times for the past few years, that curiosity has been something that I've lost, of just trying to engage with other people and talk to them and learn their stories. And then when they bring a concern to me, it's about helping them navigate that little path for them to maybe it's another way to think about it is a guide for them. If they're bringing concern to me, that I want to guide them through to wherever they're wanting to go with that. So the what questions, or the tell me more questions, or the just discovery questions in general are super important to let these people find their own path. What's been interesting for me is that it's been revelatory to understand how my curiosity was shut down so much through various means, and re-engaging with that lifelong curiosity that I've had has been revelatory for myself, but I also see how it helps so many other people around me. And it's sort of maybe a negative way to think about it is like you're constantly almost needling people, or lightly nudging them. And I don't like to do that unless they've brought something to me, because then I'm just sort of picking at people. But if there's a concern that they bring to me, then let's pick at that, because that's what they want to share. So I don't know if that sort of answers your big open-ended question. But that's been my experience of like rediscovering how much curiosity, how much value I have for it for myself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. What a beautiful sharing. what I also heard you said, that even though you were going through tough times for the past few years, you still care about others. You still want to help them. You still ask the questions, even though you were experiencing hardships or difficult times. And this is a huge indication of you being like a true healer, true caring empath person. Because when we are going through tough times, the reaction of our body and mind is to close off, right? To hide. Like sometimes I say, like, I would like to hide under the table, right? I would like to see, like, leave me alone. I wouldn't just, I don't want. And also the strength we have as healers to do the opposite, right? To go the opposite direction of what is kind of given to us by fight and flight response, right? By this is truly shows how caring and how of true healers we are when we do that, when it's really hard, when you want to like do nothing to do with anything and anybody in the world, right? And you are able to overcome that and still show up for others. Because asking questions, being curious, being interested is about showing up for other people. So, and give yourself credit uh, for showing up for people, for asking them questions, for asking them, how are you doing? How was your day? But really asking, not like the way is how are you, is in a way, how do you do? It means like hello, right? So I mean in a deep, profound, meaningful way when we ask, how are you really doing? And unfortunately, with the societies we grew in, they changed that question for us, right? They changed the question, how are you doing, into just like hello, in just saying hi. It's basically hi. It also shows us how much curiosity and caring and be interested in people is taken away from us, right? We are being shamed to ask too many questions, or it's inappropriate, or you are breaking someone's privacy. But what about you? Like Kate, I even went even one step further than you. I sometimes ask questions when the person is not even volunteering, because of my intuition, because I'm intuitively feeling the pain and that something is going on, and I would probe. And that's okay if the person says, like in Katya, enough is enough. Please, but let them tell me that before I really will ask them question. How are you really doing? What's going on? Tell me more. How can I help? Or what do you need for you to feel better, or for you to work through that, what you're going through? So yeah, like for us healers, for us people who work with others, for healing modalities, for coaches, it's so important to retrain. And that's what we do in the academy. And people think it's so easy. We actually retrain our brain to think, ask, and be differently, to behave differently towards ourselves and other people. And it's a skill, it's an art. A lot of people think, oh, it's so easy to be a coach. Is it a beautiful profession? Yes, but is it so easy? Like, we are retraining the way we think, the way we interact, the way we ask questions. See, Ася said that also, like in everyday life, she felt a little bit intimidated to ask too many questions, right? Oh, like it maybe it's, and then coaching in a way helped you, right? To step back into your curiosity, authentic self. So anybody would like to share anything about their experience with questions, maybe shaming, maybe being there for people and pushing those boundaries a little bit of asking them questions when the society told you please don't. So we would like to hear from you if you have anything to say about that. It's an important topic for all of us. Ася?
I was just gonna comment on, well, one something that you said, Kate, which I really loved. I wanted to comment on was just how you said, like, reconnecting with this curiosity not only helped you feel more, in line and connected with your values, but also helped other people. And then also Mary in the chat said that, she always talked to everyone and it made her mom mad. And so often our parents, they're afraid of like our, like they do what they do out of love, right? Even if it's not the best thing always, but they want us to be able to be in the world in a certain way. And yet you said, Mary, that you made friends everywhere. So like, even though you're asking and, behaving this way that your mom thought maybe would be socially unacceptable, you actually made friends. And I think that was a powerful share. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Jessica, are you still with us?
Sorry. I think Mary wanted to share.
Okay.
I'm still here. I was making myself a salad. I'm hungry.
That's good. So Jessica, may I ask, and then Mary, can you share with us a little bit about what like going through the program in the academy, what helped you to realize or reconnect with your authenticity in terms of curiosity, knowing who you are? Like, if you could maybe share a little bit of your experience on that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was one of Katya's clients, so she coached me and I saw the benefits of coaching. And her persuasiveness made me intrigued when she said that she was going to have an academy, because I was like, okay. I go, well, I'm already like meeting with you once a week. I go, this will be like a boot camp for me. I was like, so let's jump in. And I mean, she does tell you, she's like, you're going to be triggered. You're going to, feel uncomfortable sometimes, but it's that uncomfortability that helps you step out of what you're so used to. They always say that you can't grow unless you have those growing pains. And so going through stuff, and I'm sure we all have, like going through major life-changing events, is something that makes you so much more special as a person, because you're going to be able to empathize a lot more with other people and understand, just like reconnecting to those feelings, to be like, oh wow, like yeah, they're really hurting, like, and I know what that hurt feels like. And I know when I went into the program, I was very quiet, very timid. It was one of those things where it's like better seen than heard. And didn't ask any questions because I always thought my questions were stupid. It was hard for me to connect to other people. I would say that I had what was called word vomit. And like whenever I tried to talk to somebody,
the incorrect words would come out and I would just sound like an idiot even more. I avoided talking to people in drive-throughs. I avoided even asking questions at stores. It was like I didn't feel worthy of being able to ask those questions to people. And it got me into very dependent state where my husband, I was very dependent on him, which was different because before I met him, I was a person that would listen to like Pink and Destiny's Child, like, I don't need no man, I got all this, and you know, like having that confidence. And then once I stepped into a marriage and stuff, I don't know what had happened, and it wasn't anything that he did. It was just like he was so good at everything that he did that I almost felt inadequate. And I was just like, oh, he's a doctor and I'm just, you know, I'm just an ultrasound tech. I'm not as smart as him. I'm just going to have him do it because if he does it, he's going to do it right. And if I do it, I'm more than likely going to mess up. So going through the program, it really helped me like hash out where those issues kind of lied. And all of them, most issues that you have that come with you into your adulthood come from childhood. So understanding like why I had such low confidence, why I didn't want to speak up, or why I was so reliant on him, and just different other characteristics that I did, and understanding where they came from. And then once I understood where they came from, it was working through those processes in order to find my voice. It wasn't something that was instantaneous. It was something that took a lot of practice. It was something that I still work on to this very day. But if you were to like go up to people that know me now that didn't know me before, they would never say that I was a super quiet, timid person. I'm usually the first person to be like, hi, I'm Jess. Like, who's the doctor? Oh, are you the nurse? Like, and I'll talk to anybody. I don't have that fear. I am very comfortable in talking with patients, and other different people that are higher up in even my field that I'm looking forward to taking more of a management position in. So it kind of gave me my voice. It kind of helped me listen to other people, which helped me to communicate with them better because I'm speaking their language. Before there was a huge disconnect. So there was a lot of things that were reconnected when I went through the program, and that just kind of helped me to, you know, step into a more confident version of myself. So sorry, somebody was trying to call. But yeah, no, I have a lot of benefits from it. Even the people that I work for now, they are looking to give me a management position. And a lot of it's based on my experience as an ICF accredited life coach. They love that about us because many companies are starting to look into seeing that they want to retain people. And in order to retain people, because it's such a high turnover in even the healthcare system, you have to not only connect to somebody on like a data risen, like it's money exchanged or data. It's the emotional exchange that you have between other people, that personable experience with communication. And so they really, really value that. And I think a lot of other companies are going to be looking into people that know how to do coaching and know how to talk to people and know how to ask those questions to connect to their employees on a deeper level.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, so whether you're interested to incorporate coaching into your existing modality or become a life coach and have it as a business, this program would definitely change your life. in so many ways, transform your lives. I would say that every person can take something that they need for their growth, for finding their purpose, for living meaningful life. Like I talked to someone yesterday, to one of our graduates, and I shared with her that actually it's very tough market for us right now. And why is it so tough? Because there is a big demand for coaches, for business coaching. It's all over the place. And then we are ICF accredited, so we are legit. We are very we are accredited program by International Coaching Federation. Why it's tough? And I realized that it's tough because we are serving not a huge population, not a population who are there to just receive a surface-based certificate. Oh, I just need ICF accredited program, right? Or I just need so many hours so I can. Or I just need to get the basic knowledge so I can, like I can tell people how to live life, right? So we are not that. That's and it would be much easier. So how many times with my business coach I've heard it like, oh, Katya, create evergreen program, create a program where everyone could like, you know, talk their language that that they will understand. And we're coming to the realization that that's not who we are. We are the program that provide depth, that provide meaning, that provide real transformations, that where we talk about how to really wake up people to why they are not happy, why they are not living their true life, why they can find their courage and audacity to find themselves, why they're in denial, and why they're just passing by their life being depressed, being not fully happy, moving away from great opportunities, not even knowing that these opportunities exist. Like, we want to change that. We want to wake up people that like, I love how Max said it last time at our class, that really animals know how to be animals, right? Cats know how to be cats, dogs know how to be dogs, and we people somehow didn't figure out fully how to enjoy being humans, how to really be humans. And that's what we do in this program. We provide certification. We provide great accreditation that is accepted all over the world, right? And what Jess is saying, that really, like, to be able to be hired as a coach in corporate or hospital, you have to have these credentials. But it's not all we provide. If you just need an ICF accredited program, you know, there are probably a lot of that are cheaper, that are like faster, that are like less demanding and less involved. Then it's not us. We are also old-fashioned. We are not the program that you just complete at your own time. We are there. We connect. We get on the calls every week together. We talk, we discuss the material, we practice, we cry, we laugh, we argue, we bring up difficult topics. We do the raw, real stuff. And with that, we go through our own transformations. Every time we have a class, and that's why our students love to come back. That's why our students become teachers in training and then become teachers, because with and we also care who joins our program. You can't just pay the money and join the program. You have to come to the class like that. You have to schedule a time with me to talk. Like Oksana is sharing the discovery call link here. You have to maybe visit one of our classes to feel in the energy and see if it's something that you would appreciate being part of. It's not even though you can consider it conventional education because we are ICF accredited, but it's not a conventional container. It's not conventional place to be, but this is the place if you want to take the next step, even if you're scared, if you don't know, like, what are you even doing? If you want to take that next step towards living in passion, purpose, and profit, in really stepping up and becoming who you truly meant to be, who God created you and you never had a chance to fulfill that, then this program is for you. If you're looking for just a quick certification and no accountability and at your pace, then probably not, because there are other great programs out there. This is online. We meet every week. We meet once a week for 8 months. And it's a comprehensive life coaching education. Then you learn the method of integrated intuitive life coaching that you can use with your clients, that provide deeper results, that give a more meaningful relationship with your clients, that keep your client around you for longer, because they will see the transformation, they will see amazing results. They will not want to part with you. We also offer a business development program within our life coaching program. So you will learn how to start and run your own life coaching business. It's very tailor fit to your needs, or if you need to incorporate this learning into your existing business or start a new business, you will learn that as well. We also provide a lot of practice. Just a theory without practice is nothing. So we provide meetups where you can come and in real life and real time help people, coach people, and find clients. We will be providing a platform for our students and graduates to offer their classes and services. We are there each step of the way to help, to support. We provide peer coaching sessions, mentor coaching sessions. Amazing classes, amazing teachers. Our teachers are PCC certified professionals by ICF, and we are there to bring value, to bring meaning, to bring transformation to you, so that you can go and transform other people's lives in the most authentic and spiritual and beautiful way. So we are signing up right now for a May class. So I would invite you to schedule time with me to talk and see if it's something that you would benefit from if you join, or maybe there are other things that we can offer you on your path to your growth. So again, we also had someone who visited our class last week, and she already graduated from ICF accredited program years ago, and she said that it was a very good program. And then she said that after visiting our class, she was amazed of the depth and value she got in just one class, joining as a guest. So I'm also will invite you, if you schedule time with me, we'll invite you to visit one of our current classes to observe and see what we're really up to, what we do in the classes, and if it's something that could benefit you. In terms of the pricing, we're giving a great discount right now, like 1,000 off for people who will decide to join within this week. We have up to 12 months of no interest payment plan. Like to give you an example, I went through a life coaching program 13 years ago. There were no financing. I just paid 11K from my credit card. And I like to say that you probably heard me saying that before, it was the best money I didn't have I spent in my life. And also, however you look at that, if you look at that, you are spending money or you investing in yourself. So I'm inviting you to walk the talk of you being or becoming a true healer. And the most important thing that we can give other people who we are planning to heal and help is investing in ourselves so that we can go and do that. Another thing that we provide that you will probably not get anywhere else, we will help you instill that I use that word all the time, audacity, that conviction that you can. I think that's really valuable because you can read the books, you can watch the YouTube videos, but that confidence and believe in you that you can is to my understanding is really priceless, right? So we will help you to get there where you will say, okay, I'm ready, I will do it. People who I can help are waiting for me. So what am I waiting for, right? So again, fears are fine, questions are fine, maybe a little bit not sure is fine, but only when we step out of our comfort zone, when we show the universe that, yes, I will do that, that's when things start to shift. That's when you will be shown the path. That's when you will be shown the way how to meet yourself, right? How to find your purpose and passion and profit. And we talk about that as well in the program. Mary, I apologize. You wanted to say something. Are you still with us? Let me see. I think she's not. Okay, so guys, to finish our conversation today, so stay tuned. Tomorrow we will talk about the alignment of our method of what we do and teach with other modalities or with other practices that maybe you already doing or practicing. So we will talk about that tomorrow. It will be a great class as well. Let's finish with a word, and maybe if you have any takeaways, please share them with us right now. So Cheryl is saying her word is confidence. So Ася, what's your word?
My word is joy.
Thank you so much. Beautiful word, Kate. And Kate, thank you so much for your sharing. It was beautiful sharing. By the way, your word is hope. Tracy, growing. I love this word. it feels like it's kind of consistent, right? What you're experiencing right now. I also hope you're feeling better physically, that you are able to heal. So Max, what's your word?
The word is good.
Good. Good is good. So, okay, thank you so much. And Oksana, what's your word? I think she left us. Jessica, what's your word?
My word's growth.
Thank you so much. It's we want to grow, but we want to grow in a good way, right? Growing in a good, positive, right way is important for all of us. So I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, and please schedule the time with us to talk. Thank you, Ася, a lot for a beautiful presentation. And thank you, Jess, for sharing your experience, and Kate. And we'll see you tomorrow. See you later, alligators. Bye, guys.